So Pastor Kokou is Adventist pastor, and he is a gospel medical missionary and literature evangelist as well. He's also a qualified herbalist, and he does courses as well, um, certified courses, and teaches this herbology and other natural remedies courses. Pastor Kuku eats, breathe, and sleep this. He's very energetic and he's very passionate about health and about our health. And so he takes a lot of time to do his research and to share his knowledge with others. So I present to you Pastor Kuku. And before I do that, I will just like to share I would just like to share 1 minute. The disclaimer. So this presentation is for education purposes, and it is not meant to replace the advice of your medical professional. It is not to be construed as diagnosis, prescription, or treatment of disease. God is responsible for the results of obedience to his lifestyle plan. The receiver or user of this information must assume all risk personally for the use or misuse of this information. Therefore, this disclaimer serves as a notice to the receiver or receivers that he or she is free to seek medical attention, advice, treatment, and diagnosis from a licensed medical professional. Okay, so Pastor Kuku, the platform is yours now.
All right, we thank God for this opportunity. We are going to do things as we have done it last time. Our goal is not to medicate natural remedies. Absolutely not. Our goal is to have, I will say, as much possible understanding of the cause of the disease, and then from there, reverse the cause. If we can reverse the cause, we can fix the organ, then we can really fix the problem. So high blood pressure as well as diabetes or any other disease, it's not about the number. It's not about the number you can read. You read the numbers and your blood sugar is very high. Then you can take anything natural like bitter melon or string beans. You drink the juice of that. In the next hour, your sugar is balanced. But how are you going to be doing that? It's better you fix the organs. Same thing for high blood pressure. When you check your pressure and then it's so high, you can blend garlic and lemon. You drink it, your pressure will come down. Then you're not fixing anything. You just try to control the numbers. So the main organ involved in the high blood pressure, you have your kidneys, your heart, your arteries, your blood itself, and much more, your lymphatic system and everything. Even your level of stress play a whole lot on your blood pressure level. So if we just focus on taking something or taking medication, take any herb, just to manage the number, we are missing out very badly. So it's very important that we approach the problem from the root. How a person becomes sick and have high blood pressure problem. That is a question that should be answered. It's not about what can I take to manage the numbers. That is a very wrong approach. And many herbalists are committing that kind of mistake. Trying to medicate herbs. And if you do that, you will remain sick. Your pressure problem will remain right there. It won't change anything. If we start fixing the organ and we correct the cause, it might take you a few months and you will be free from high blood pressure problem. So in other words, so far, the problem about the disease is not really the disease. It's the misunderstanding and miseducation about health. That is a real issue. Because everything you need to get well is right here on earth. And everything we are doing that is so against health that will get us sick. So we are sick of ignorance. And we should be healed with knowledge, with understanding, and obedience. So please, in this presentation, my goal is not to show you remedies to use. My goal is to bring you to become much responsible for your health, understand the cause, understand the necessity to take a full responsibility and start reversing these causes. And with divine grace, with obedience, you can fix the problem. So it will not just be a one-time thing, it will become a lifestyle, a way of living that make you healthy. It's not about medicating natural remedies. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, let's start quickly with the factors that affect the high blood pressure problem. Number one is the cardiac output, okay? How hard your heart is working, push the blood. Number two is the blood volumes. Number three is the resistance. Resistance is referring to the resistance inside the arteries walls and also the resistance when the heart is pushing the blood out. So in another word, we have the flexibility of the arteries of the wall of your arteries called the endothelium cells. And that flexibility is due to the secretion of nitric oxide that help for the elasticity of the arteries. The next one is the arteries diameters. For example, in this case, you can see right here, the diameters right here is very full, complete. Got nothing built in. That's a healthy one. We're gonna have a normal pressure. Slowly to have a build up. And later on, we have a plaque built up. Look at this. Almost occupy or a little more than half of the diameter. So the blood gonna have a problem, does not have enough space, become very narrow. And this will exercise what? Pressure against the wall of the arteries and also pressure back to the heart that is pushing blood through this kind of arteries clogged up with bad cholesterol and sometimes with plaques. Can calcify and become very hard. Now, the next one will be the blood density and viscosity. So if you have a blood that is not clean, if your blood is full of undigested proteins, your blood is full of mucus, cholesterol, a lot of stuff, free radicals, and you are dehydrated, that blood density is very, very heavy. The viscosity is too thick. So imagine you have all of this in combined. Let's say you have a weak heart, and then your heart is so weak that it cannot push out too much blood, for example. Or plus that, the arteries, the diameter of your arteries is really much reduced by the arteriosclerosis, meaning cholesterol buildup in your arteries. And plus that, you are deficient in nitric oxide. So you are not producing enough of nitric oxide for the elasticity of the arteries. And you are dehydrated, you're not drinking enough water, but you drink a lot of coffee every day. I'm sorry, no medication can help you. None on earth. You can take a medication to control the numbers, but it will not fix the heart. It will not fix the blood density. It will not fix the arteries. It will not fix anything. And that's the reason why you have to stay on medication for the rest of your life when you have high blood pressure, because we are not dealing with the source, with the real organ involved in all of this. So because we are not looking at the blood volume, the resistance on the wall of the arteries, the nitric oxide secretions, then guess what? We are in a problem. So the best way is start dealing with the reality. Let's go to the root, and by God's grace, at the end, you will see. Now, some people are on a medication and they feel safe. Let's see how safe you are. Number one, the blood pressure over time can cause aneurysm. It can happen in the brain, and it's very deadly, very much. Number two, you can have plaque buildup even in your heart, in your arteries, anywhere. Number three, you can have a stroke. Number four, you can have heart attack. Number five, you can have kidney disease. Number six, you can have kidney serious problems. And number seven, even more. Do you know the pressure in your eye will give you glaucoma? Blood pressure problem is not a joke. It's not something that should be managed with medication. It's very wrong. The organs need to be fixed. The heart needs to be healed. The arteries need to be healed. The blood itself needs to be healed. The kidney need to be healed. And then when all of these organs get well, guess what? Pressure come back to normal. By the way, let me say this before we continue. When you take your blood pressure, the number you are seeing is a revelation, follow carefully please, the revelation of the health of the organs. That's what it really means. Okay, the health of your heart, of your blood, of your kidneys, of your arteries, of your whole system, revealed through a number. So don't fix the numbers, fix the organs. Does that make sense? So if you take any medication that help you to just monitor the number back to normal, but it's not fixing the organ, then guess what? You are going to be on medication for life. And that is the problem. And the long-term damage is a serious stuff. The good news is you can easily reverse this condition in the beginning. At the very beginning, you can fix high blood pressure very easily, diabetes very easily. But if you leave this same condition remain there and maintained by medication, guess what happens? After a few years, you're going to have complication. If you're diabetic and you maintain yourself diabetic with medication, over the years, you are going to have what? Your leg can be amputated. You can have kidney failure and end up on dialysis. You can become blind. You can be impotent. A lot of stuff can happen. So medication can help you. I want this to be very clear. We are not against medication. Medication have its role. If someone is sick very much right now, and you are in maybe a kind of coma, and you need a quick medical attention, why not? If you meet someone who doesn't know anything about health, and the only that was maintaining them is the medication is playing the role to the point where now you can lead a person gradually back to obedience. So I think medication it should be good to assist people from the time they are sick and transition to learn and obey the laws of health until they get well and get off medication. So medication will help during the transition if it is too risky. So it has a little role to play and it should be respected. So we do not despise medication, but we want everyone to become much more aware of the reality of the disease. If we don't understand it this way, we are going to end up medicating natural remedies. There are people that function that way. They don't want medication from the hospital, and they end up medicating themselves with natural remedies without fixing the cause. It's still with the same problem. Long-term result will be destructive, deadly. So what is the normal blood pressure? You have the systolic, which should be less than 120, and diastolic, less than 80 or 80 is fine. It's a little bit elevated when the systolic level is 120 to 129, and diastolic is a little less or around 80. Now it becomes a high blood pressure problem, hypertension, stage 1, when it is from 130 to 139, and then the diastolic is 80 to 89. Now you have hypertension stage 2, when it's at 140 or higher, and right here the diastolic is 90 and or higher. Now you are in hypertensive crisis. You're gonna consult, you're gonna run to the emergency room, unless you have a very trained, experienced medical commissioner to help get things down to normal. If it's higher than 180 and the diastolic is more than 100, 120, then please, you need help. I would recommend in that case, run to the hospital, to the emergency room to have the help you need. Otherwise, we are running into a lot of complications. This can lead to a severe heart problem. You can have aneurysm, you can have anything. So it should not be regarded lightly. Now look inside the arteries right here. Simple thing, same thing. When the arteries inside is very clear, you have a full diameter, you have a normal pressure. The instant it starts reducing with a plaque in the mucus or cholesterol build up, it becomes a pre-hypertension. When it's so reduced, become hypertension. Okay, what you see here is the artery, the blood vessel. And a much more illustrated here. Now, the endothelium system is protects the cardiovascular system. What it does is it produces nitric oxide that dilate the arteries. It stays tight to prevent permeability, also keeps smooth the surface of the arteries. There is a major role that your arteries play. If the arteries are not able to produce the nitric oxide, we are in a big trouble. And we are going to see that it's much more about the diet and lifestyle. We're going to see that soon. So when the pressure is high in the arteries, look at the heart, right? This is the heart. So when the blood will leave the heart to go through the kind of arteries that almost half of it is occupied by the bad cholesterol, the heart gonna feel the pain to push the blood through that kind of arteries. That's why your pressure will be against the wall of the arteries, the pressure will in the heart, and that's how you're going to feel the pressure when you take it. So the blood pressure, the number you are seeing, is revealed by the heart, the arteries, the kidneys, the blood, and all of that. So don't fix the number, fix the organs. Now, the heart itself can have a problem. You can have enlarged heart. Look at the ventricles. It can be so wide. That is a problem, a big one. This can lead to severe problem, heart failure. So if the heart itself is not healthy, the arteries, the diameters are very reduced because arteriosclerosis, bad cholesterol buildup here. And we are going to see kidneys play a very major role. If the kidneys are also deficient, guess what? And the blood also is not thin the way it should be because you are dehydrated. And all of that converted give you the number you are taking, you are having with the machine. So again, fix the numbers. No, fix the organ, and then the number will be fixed. Because it's very important for us to really get it correctly like that. Now, please pay good attention to this picture right here. Look at the heart first. There is arteries right around the heart. This is called coronary arteries. In this artery, you can have a blockage. You can have a bad cholesterol built in. It is a big issue. So look inside right here. What is really going on? It's a plaque form, and that makes the diameter very reduced. And the heart need to overwork to push blood. And if that blood is dehydrated, you have the same problem. Now let's come back here and consider something quickly about the health of the artery itself. You have the arteries and you have the vein. Now, the arteries, if we look at it carefully, there's a big difference between the artery vessels, blood vessel right here, and the vein. Look at the muscle right here. This muscle is much more thicker. And here is very thin. Now, inside, we have what we call endothelium cells. Why do we need to know this? The arteries play a big role of contraction to really help in the pushing of the blood. The vein doesn't that much like the arteries. In some cases, absolutely not. Now, if you have contraction here and the arteries can dilate, that means you need magnesium for that. Next one is if the endothelium cell will secrete the nitric oxide. That means if we have any alteration or any plaque built in the arteries, it will prevent the proper secretion of the nitric oxide. We are running into a lot of trouble. So we look at the health of the heart itself, look at the health of the arteries, we look at the health of the endothelium cell inside the arteries, and now we're going to move on and look at the health of the kidneys. This is what I was trying to say. It's much clearer here. Right here in the arteries, we have a very thick wall because it helps to move the blood. In the vein, it's very thin. Why? The blood returns back through the vein. So it does not need that. That's why your arteries need a very much magnesium for proper functioning. Are you hearing me? This can guide you in a way you can formulate any medicine for high blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure right now, take a large amount of magnesium, you're going to feel a quick change. And if you take something to reduce or to also thin the blood and something to relax your heart, you're going to see quickly that pressure will drop. So I'm mentioning that thing there for a very good reason. For example, garlic and lemon will thin the blood quickly and dilate the blood vessels. Magnesium will relax the heart and also help. And if you take some good diuretic, if you combine all of that and you drink it right now, you wait for an hour, less than an hour, your pressure will come down to normal. Why we are able to make the formula like that? Because we understand the organ and how they works. So when we see me going through all of this detail, this will determine how you are going to put herbal formula together, which kind of food you are going to eat. You see that? And everything you have to do, it will because of the organ we understand are involved in the whole problem. So if you don't understand the organ, then how you are going to make any medicine? How you are going to create a proper diet for the patient? Am I making sense so far? So if you don't look closely and very closely to the very organ that are involved in the high blood pressure problem, then I'm sorry, you can't do anything. You are left to, what can I use? My pressure is high. Somebody say, okay, use garlic, use lemon, use this, use that. And that is a big mistake many of us medical missionaries we are making, because we are not going deep to the root of the problem. Let's continue. So we described the problem. The kidney one, we're going to look at it very soon to make it complete. This is the approach we offer. We offer 12 causes of disease. You're going to look at the high blood pressure problem at the level of all of these 12 dimensions. Number 1 is acidosis. Number 2, nutrient deficiency. Number 3, 8 loss of health. Number 4, 8 channel of elimination. Number 5, hormonal imbalance. Number 6, toxicity and environmental pollution. Number 7, stress. Number 8, ignorance. And I say the greatest cause of all disease, right? My people perish because of lack of knowledge. So if there is a lack of knowledge, that means there is a presence, abundance presence of ignorance. Number 9 is a parasite. And then number 10, mind, character, and personality. If you're someone, you are very vindictive, ready to fight for everything, arguing for everything. You keep grudge, you can't sleep in the night. All of this will make your pressure very high. Number 11, enzyme deficiency. If you're deficient in an enzyme, like a proteolytic enzyme, you are not digesting your protein properly, you're going to have undigested protein build up in your blood, especially in the case of a leaky gut. And this will make your blood very unhealthy and very thick. It can't move the way it should move. And your pressure kicks up, going to be very high. And number 12, all the other causes can be congenital or more. So acidosis is the mucus buildup in the system creating problem. And the inflammation and high blood pressure is a big deal. So in the case of acidosis, we have 2 kinds of acidosis. You have metabolic acidosis managed by the kidneys, and we have respiratory acidosis by the lungs. So for the lungs, what happens is this. If I breathe in the air, the oxygen from the air goes through, get at the level of my alveoli, taken by the iron. The iron is in your hemoglobin, inside your red blood cells. That's how all my cells in my body get oxygen. Now, in return, the leftover of all the metabolisms in the body will produce carbon dioxide I need to remove. Now, if I'm asthmatic and I'm not able to remove as much of carbon dioxide, what's going to happen? I'm going to have carbon dioxide build up in my system, and that creates what is called a respiratory acidosis. Everybody get my point so far? So let's say if I breathe oxygen in, it goes into my system, and then after everything, I need to remove the carbon dioxide. Let's say I should remove 10 units, just an example. But I'm only able, because my lung is weak, I'm only able to remove 7. So what happened to the leftover? It remained in the system, and over the time, it built a serious acidosis. It's called respiratory acidosis. Now, the metabolic acidosis that is happening in the kidneys, because kidneys are there to filter stuff. So if you're not able to remove too much acid from your system, then we have metabolic acidosis. And the instant you have acidosis, you're going to have a mucus buildup because it creates a lot of inflammation. And the first defense, one of the defense of the body is to secrete mucus to protect itself. And that becomes a big deal. Your blood will not be thin as it should. The blood cannot flow properly because it's a little bit acidic. And that is a big problem. Let's continue and see. All right, nutrient deficiency. So when somebody have high blood pressure problem, what the person deficient? You say magnesium. Why? It helps the heart to properly, magnesium and calcium help the heart to move very well. And also your arteries, okay? The artery need to dilate and come back, dilate and come back. You need magnesium to do that. Omega-3. The omega-3 is also helping your lungs, the bronchi tube to dilate, as well as any other, tube that is really helping them to dilate. Omega-3 is very, very important. Next one is the natural blood thinners. Sorry, that should be TH. All right. And things like cayenne and some of the natural blood thinners should constantly be in your diet. Okay, the healthy food will do it by itself. Iodine help with your thyroid, and the thyroid help with the fixation of calcium in your bones, and the same calcium that your heart needs. Magnesium, vitamin D3, sorry, help for the overall health. Glutathione, the main thing about glutathione here is it helps to reduce, let me see it. You see right here, atherosclerosis. When you have a proper amount of glutathione in your system, which is a kind of a good antibiotic, antioxidant, the largest one in your body, is able to prevent this and also to correct it. One more time. Glutathione is capable to remove cholesterol and plaque buildup in your arteries. It's a very powerful antioxidant at the same time. It reduces free radical in your system. Now, zinc. There is a lot of evidence linking zinc to blood clotting. Zinc is released from cells called platelets that control blood clotting. Now, and scientists have found unwanted blood clot can form when zinc level in the blood are faulty. Meaning, if you have low level of zinc, the platelets are responsible for coagulation. And the only way they really control things very much is when they have a proper amount of zinc. So when you are deficient in zinc, guess what? Your blood can be thin the way it should be. Then it becomes the viscosity of the blood is high, and that will be very difficult for the heart to push that kind of blood through your system. Plus, if you are dehydrated, you are taking coffee maybe 2 or 3 times a day, you are not drinking water, and you are deficient in zinc, I'm sorry, your blood is not going to be thin and to flow properly. You cannot have a good circulation because you are deficient in zinc and you are not properly hydrated, and then you are taking a coffee, you have a big issue. Plus that, if your kidney is not working right, your heart is not healthy, your arteries are not healthy, we have a serious high blood pressure problem. So the 8 laws of health, most of you are very familiar with this one. So the new start, N stands for nutrition, E for exercise, W for water, S for sunlight, T for temperance, air, R, A for air, R for rest, and then T for trust in God. These are the simple laws, but they are very efficient if we respect them very much well. So what are the channels involved, channel of elimination when we have high blood pressure? I will say all of them. If you are constipated, what do you think? Let's say you should go to the bathroom, or that is your habit, 6 o'clock. But by any means, if it was delayed, you go to work very late, so you miss to go to the bathroom. You get to work, you have a meeting, you jump into a meeting without using the bathroom still. You come out at midday, 12 o'clock. From 6 o'clock to 12, that's 6 hours. When you go to the bathroom, it's very hard to come out. Why? It was dehydrated. The lot of things are reabsorbed back in your bloodstream just like that. And many men are having prostate problem because of constant constipation also, because your rectum is so close to your prostate. And if you let that rectum accumulate so much waste over the time, it's going to create big trouble to your prostate, just like that. So constant constipation make your body reabsorb the toxin from your fecal minerals, and it's getting your blood very toxic. It's going to increase your pressure, because the instant you are creating unbalance, the organ is going to feel it. The liver is managing the fat, the cholesterol, all of that. So a sick liver cannot control the metabolism of fat. You see? And we have problem with kidneys. That is the manager of the blood pressure. Wait for a minute, we're going to talk about kidney, your skin. If you are not, your skin is in charge. It's the largest organ to really detox the body. If you run right now and you start sweating, you are sweating a lot of toxin out of your body, excess minerals, a lot of things that are not good. You're burning energy. So the real way to keep your skin healthy and how your skin play for the blood pressure is cleansing your lymphatic system. And your lymphatic system is the backup to your blood. And next one is the blood itself. So you got to keep the blood thin and healthy. And then number 6, the lymph. Number 7, cell membrane. And then number 8, the lungs. Now, the major channel of elimination to pay attention are kidneys, blood, lung, liver, and cell membrane. Now, hormonal imbalance. In this case, we are going to look at some serious hormones that are involved in the health of some specific organs and play a role in the regulation of the blood pressure. For example, when your blood pressure is low, then your kidneys are going to release what is called the renin. Now, step number 2, the renin causes the secretion of the chemical name angiotensin II. Now, the angiotensin II causes blood vessel to the contraction of the blood vessel, meaning the reduction of the blood vessel diameter, thus rising the blood pressure back to normal. Now, the next one is the adrenal cortex will secrete what is called aldosterone that increases sodium absorption in the body. So by osmotic effect, water reabsorption increase, leading to the rise of the blood pressure. So that's how the body manages the number. Are you following me, please? So when you have your blood pressure machine, you take the pressure, it's low. When it's low, the body is going to do something. Kidney will release renin. When you release renin, the renin will cause the secretion of angiotensin, number 2. And angiotensin 2 will send signal to the blood vessel to reduce their diameters. And the instant diameter reduce, blood pressure rise quickly. So that means it's the help of this organ that is managing the pressure. We get it? Also, the adrenal cortex will secrete what is called aldosterone that increases sodium absorption. And wherever you have sodium absorption, sodium is a very good mineral, right? And the instant the concentration is high, osmosis effect is a fluid move from the less concentrated to the most concentrated. So this is gonna let the reabsorption of fluid back, and that will create the pressure to come back. Everybody get it? Now, what happens when the pressure is high? What happens when the pressure is high? When the pressure is high, the brain will send signal, right? So your pituitary gland will secrete the ADH, antidiuretic hormone. It influences the collecting duct of the kidneys, making it impermeable to water, so causing the water reabsorption in the body, therefore restoring the pressure, the blood pressure. So that means, so far, the number you are seeing on your machine is just revealing to you the efficiency of these organs. How efficient is the kidneys working? How efficient is the pituitary gland working? How efficient is the adrenal cortex, the heart itself, the blood, and the arteries, and all of that? For that reason, again and again, do not try to fix the numbers, fix the organs. I'm going to come back to this, and we are going to look at what is called RAS. It's a kind of acronym that will simplify it for you. Toxicity. The liver has to deal with most of the toxins. And the easy way to detox, you can use a part of charcoal. 1 part can be a teaspoon, and psyllium husk, 1 part bentonite clay, and then 1/8 of humic acid. Okay, this comes in a detox program. Stress. Your body produces a surge of hormone when you are in a stressful situation. Now, let's look at this way. So the researchers found that participants who reported high stress level over time have a 22% increased risk of developing high blood pressure compared to those who did not. You see? So stress is a problem. Some of you, when you are ready to go to the hospital, you take your blood pressure at home, it's normal, and then maybe you hear a bad news on your way to the hospital. Somebody is sick, or something happens to your child, something, and you feel the pressure, your heart starts racing. When you go to the hospital, you check your pressure, it's going to be very high. You should tell to your doctor, look, I just received a bad news, and that make my pressure very much higher. Some of you, when you are going for surgery and you are afraid, a little bit emotional about it, your pressure is going to be very high. That's why you should be prepared before surgery. Relax and take things that relax you very well before you go for surgery. Because if your pressure is too high, anesthesia will be very dangerous for you. Education, we are misinformed. There's a lot of misinformation, misunderstanding, misguidance, and a lot of laziness and irresponsibility. Now you got to talk to your patient about parasite. People have parasite in their blood. Parasite is a big deal. And parasite come in different ways. Yeast infection and any kind of infection, they're part of the parasite kingdom. People have, it was a blood work that revealed a living parasite moving in this person's blood. You can see on a microscope. A lot of people walking out with a lot of parasite in their blood like that. Unfortunately. Number 11, mind, character, and personality. You are going to work with your patient so much. If you're in a stressful job, let's say you are a nurse, you have a night shift, it's very stressful. And then you marry a husband who does not try to understand you in any way, also stressful. Plus that, you're ignorant about health. So sometimes a lot of people know a lot about health, but don't know the real matter when it comes to health. So they become very sick also. So you have stressful job, stressful marriage life, stressful lifestyle, and then you are eating very bad. If you are taking care of a patient like that, you got to explain to them, it's a time to forgive your spouse, time to forgive yourself, time, if possible, to change your job, it's possible. And it's time to change your lifestyle. So you do not just bypass this to administer herbs. And number 12, any other cause? Now we have enzyme. The study has suggested that ambrobalin is a digestive enzyme from the pineapple that interfere with the platelet in the bloodstream. And this means that individual taking blood thinner should limit their use of bromelain to avoid excessive blood thinning. Okay, this is very important. Now, we have what is the angiotensin converting enzyme called ACE. Inhibitors are medications that help relax the vein and the arteries to lower the blood pressure. So you see your medication, what did they create a medication to do what? To relax your vein and arteries. By doing so, it will lower the blood pressure. You get it? So now when you are doing the protocol, guess what? We put bromelain and some other things that will help the pressure also. So you are seeing that when we put an enzyme in your protocol, it's purposely designed to help your vein and artery also. And bromelain especially help what? Your platelet. And the platelet are responsible for coagulation. So the ACE, which is called angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor, prevent an enzyme in the body from producing angiotensin 2, a substance that narrows the blood vessel. Remember, we talked about that. Now, let's continue. Now, let's explain this thing and symbolize. We call renin angiotensin aldosterone system, called RAS. RAAS. This is what really manages your whole blood pressure that every good medical man should know very much well and understand. When your pressure is low, we just talk about that. Your kidney release renin, and then renin will cause the secretion of angiotensin 2. And angiotensin 2 will do what? Will cause the diameters of the blood vessel to reduce. And the instant the diameter of your vessel reduce, the pressure goes how? Up. Now, the next one is the adrenal cortex. It's going to secrete what we call aldosterone. That will increase the sodium absorption in the body, causing osmosis. Osmosis causes what? Reabsorption of water, leading to the rise of blood pressure. So what are we seeing here? We have the blood, we have the arteries, we have the kidneys, we have adrenal cortex, we have the heart, we have the artery, everything involved. And this guides you to understand how medications are made and also how you should make the natural remedy, how you should combine the herb, how you should have what food to combine to make the diet for your patient, because you understand the organ. So to simplify everything, just put this acronym in your mind, okay? Keep in mind, RAAS. R stand for the renin. The A stand for angiotensin 2. The second A stand for what? Aldosterone. And the S stand for system. Everybody got it? So anytime I talk about blood pressure, RAS. Get it? Blood pressure, RAS. Right? If I say blood pressure, you can say RAS in your mind right now. Blood pressure, RAS. RAS means renin, angiotensin 2, aldosterone system. And this lets you know exactly, I'm going to guide you how to make natural remedies, the herbal formulas, the food, the superfood, everything, because you know exactly the organ that are involved. Now, when the pressure is high, pituitary gland will secrete well the antidiuretic hormone, and this will influence the collecting duct of the kidney, making it impermeable to water, so causing the water reabsorption in the body, therefore restoring the pressure. And here I come back right here. I want to pay good attention to something quickly before I move on. We're saying that when you take this enzyme right here, the ACE, what happened is the ACE inhibitor are the medication that help relax the vein and arteries and lower the pressure. Now, if you are going also to understand how to do this in a natural way, you will have a better way of doing things. But the only problem is they are just trying to lower the number. They are not healing the organ. You see that? You take the ACC inhibitor, it just relaxes the pressure and lower the pressure when it's too high. But it's not fixing your heart, it's not fixing your blood, it's not fixing your kidneys, not fixing the adrenal gland, nothing. And today we are making a lot of mistakes like that with natural remedies. I just mentioned that so that we have a better idea. So these are the things that are much involved right here. You have your brain involved, your arteries, your kidneys, your hearts, your blood itself. So we need to cleanse the system. So we did this last week. I won't go through it again. So you have a colon cleanse. It's a laxative plus fiber. You take a teaspoon of cascara, half of senna, half of proteajosa, half of cayenne, half of ginger. And you can choose to add 3 tablespoons of fibers from psyllium husk or slippery elm to it. Make a colon cleanse. Or you can just take the laxative and 15 minutes later, take a colon detox right here. Formula number 8. Slippery elm, 2 parts, psyllium husk seed, and 1 part of charcoal, half of bentonite clay, half of fennel, a quarter of marshmallow root, and a quarter of chili root. 1 part represents 1 tablespoon. I know people are going to ask the question. So 1 part here represents 1 tablespoon. And when you mix the whole mixture right here, how you take it, 1 to 2 tablespoons, depending on your weight. And 18 ounces of water, shake it very well and drink it down. 15 minutes after you have taken the colon laxative. Now, if you make a mistake and you put equal part of bentonite clay and charcoal, this will not only, it will reverse the first thing you have done. It will reverse the laxative effect because bentonite clay is also to stop diarrhea. So if you took too much, that's why we put half. So instead of putting half, if you put 1, you're going to change the effect of the whole formula right here. Okay? Are you understanding me? Anyway, I will see in level 2 for much more detail about this stuff. Not level 1, starting in the next 2 weeks. Now we need alternative herb to cleanse the blood. Plantain, red clover, poke root, border root, chaparral, Oregon grape, sassafras, sarsaparilla, echinacea, yellow dog, garlic, dandelion, stinging nettle, cleaver, and any blood cleanser herb. The lymphatic system, I have a lot of herb here for the same lymphatic system. The diuretic herb. So if you follow carefully, the herb are directed to the organ. Alternative herb are the herb to cleanse the blood. Okay, it alters the blood. Number 2, the lymphatic system did help to really control the pressure. And then the lymphatic system also involves the kidneys. And now specifically, we have diuretic herb, the herb that helps the kidney to function better. You have cleaver, parsley, juniper berry, gravel root, uber earthy, wild carrot, bulldog seed, lemongrass. Cornseal is no longer healthy unless you find a very ancient corn somewhere. Dandelion, hawthorn, horsetail, and cattail. These are the great herbs for the kidneys. Now we have the kidney formula you can make, to make you have a proper urination. Now you have formula to clean up mucus, because you have mucus in the blood and make the blood really difficult to move. You have the herb for the kidneys, much more concentrated herb. If you have kidney stone, you have like hydrangea, stonebreaker, and bladder rock right here, and the sapo and a little of your hambe to dissolve kidney stones. Now, food for blood pressure. So you have garlic, olive oil or black seed oil, chickpeas, string beans, ginger, sour fruit, berries, sprout seed, greens, or root like taro, sweet potato. No potato though, potato is not healthy. The sweet potato is healthy. Leafy green, red onion, lemon juice, avocado, beans, chia seed, fennel seed, hemp seed, black seed, and even banana plantain. Now, the pressure formula. So based on all we have done, then we are going to put things here that are going to help. The cleaver going to cleanse the lymphatic system and the kidney. Melon to remove mucus and also clean up the lungs for proper breathing to avoid respiratory acidosis. Hydrangea and sapo are going to help the kidney very much. The blessed thistle and rhubarb root and chaparrals, they will produce, and elderberry also will give a lot of iron to the blood, so the blood can be properly oxygenated, reducing any kind of, if there's any possibility of blood getting much viscosity. Now, the heart, the arteries. So when all of these organs are properly fed with herbs, food, minerals, continue. So the mineral formula right here, we have sea moss, bladder rock, diatomaceous earth, and vitamin C. This mineral will provide, like the sea moss provide most of the mineral you need. But specifically, we have folate. The folate helps the production of what? Nitric oxide. And the CMO have up to 46% of folate in. The same CMO have high dose, I think 22% of magnesium you need. Now, diatomaceous earth here help you to have enough silica that help with the calcium level. The bladder rock would give you the iodine you need, and also the CMOS. But in this case, the bladder rock have a specific work. Somebody can control the line for all. Mute the person making noise, please. All right. The bladder rock specifically is for the kidneys. Anybody have kidney issue? You are taking bladder rock every day with lemon juice and a little vitamin C. You are going to have a very quick result in a few weeks. It does work very much well. All right. Now the superfood. The superfood are designed to bring all that the body needed for these organs. So for example, formula here, number 30, you have marine phytoplankton, bringing all the B vitamins that help the blood vessel to dilate properly. Okay. The green juice will bring you what? Help you to have enough folate for the production of what? Oxalic acid. Come on. For the production of nitric oxide inside your vessel. Okay, you have endothelium cells. that will produce the nitric oxide to help the dilation of the arteries. So you are making mineral formula, superfood formula, herbal formula, the food, the everything, considering the organ, the main organ that are in charge of regulating your blood pressure. That's all we are doing right here. Okay? Now we have here the enzyme drink. The enzyme drink help you to really maintain the blood flowing very much well. Okay? So we don't have a lot of time to go into detail about this. So let's give you a quick example of what you can do. So in the morning, you can take 6 o'clock, you take a lemon water or lemon juice, put in a 12 ounces of water. If you cannot hold so much fluid, okay, you don't need to use 12 ounces, you can use just maybe 6 ounces, it's fine. So 4 lemon added to the water and drinking down. When you are drinking that, take it with cascara sagrada, a simple laxative. 20 milliliter, take the colon and whole body detox. The detox is removing heavy metal. And it is also removing too much heavy things on your kidneys, big time. Also detoxing your liver and most of your organs. At 7 o'clock, take the herbal tea. Well done for the heart. So you see in the herbal tea, you put the hydrangea root with the stinging nettle, we work on the kidneys and the juniper berry. For the heart, the hawthorn berry will work very well on the heart. For the liver, the dandelion will really do a good work on the liver because liver is involved in a proper management of the fat, okay? The cholesterol and all the fat that's built up in your arteries is because the liver is not working very much well. You're also consuming bad fat. So we are making the herbal tea in consideration to the organs. We get it? Now the enzyme, same principle. At noon, you're going to take a smoothie. You can use 2 tablespoons of coconut oil and a teaspoon of the superfood. The superfood have everything you need, most of the vitamin and minerals and amino acid, everything. Then you have the seeds. The seeds give you cold pressed oil, very nutritious seeds. You have the enzyme. The enzyme we put right here, the bromelain, the same one that's going to help you platelet to keep your blood properly thin. And the minerals. The mineral going to give you magnesium, iron, everything you need also. And you blend everything together very well, put some dates to give a good taste. And you take this. We don't recommend you drinking from smoothies. Just blend the smoothie, make it very thick enough. You're going to pour your smoothie in a big plate, and it puts a lot of pineapple chop. Just chop pineapple and put it in the smoothie. This helps you to eat it with a spoon. You have a time to chew on it, and you have more bromelain from the pineapple still, and that is great to keep your blood properly thin. Okay. Then 2 o'clock, take another herbal tea. 3 o'clock, another herbal tea. In the evening now, you can change. You can eat white rice. You can sprout it and steam it if you want to. Or you can do millet. Or you can change it completely, do pumpkin seed soup. Or you can do chickpeas. You can vary this stuff. Okay, if today you do white rice, tomorrow you can do millet. After tomorrow you can do chickpeas. If you are not in a place where you can have a safe grain, they remove all grain from your diet at least for 6 months. Okay? So it depends where you are and what's available. So use a very good half cooked and half raw here and help you to have enough fiber sitting in your system. And they're going to help you also to rebuild a good microbiome. And also the smoothie right here help you to repair your gut big time. Okay, and rebuild the microbiome also, very healthy one. If you follow this thing very well, with exercise, obedience to the laws of health, you're sleeping on time, you're forgiving people and forgiving yourself, accepting and trusting God, with this simple, good protocol, You'll be surprised in 3 months how much you will improve. And if you continue, you can fully reverse your diabetic, your blood pressure condition. And we encourage you to work with your medical doctor. How? Just let him know that you are improving your lifestyle, because all of these herbs are food, okay? So you are changing your diet. If you tell him that you are taking herbs and he's not trained in any herbology, he's going to tell you don't take the herb. If you ask him what he know about the herb, you're going to tell you he will not tell you he doesn't know. They just tell you the herb are dangerous. Did you study herbology? No. So how will you assume it's dangerous? Because they are told to say so. So don't interfere with your doctor. So what you do is, after a month in the program, go to your doctor and tell him that you are feeling much better because you change your lifestyle. If he would like to reduce your medication, and he will do that. If you keep going, another month, you go back again. If you do very well, you're going to be free, completely medication free. So we encourage you to be progressive, to be very cautious. Do not stop medication on your own like that. We do not encourage that. Go slowly, go with a lot of wisdom. Even better, find a well-trained, experienced medical missionary to guide you through the whole process. All right? Thank you so much. I have said from the beginning, the purpose here is not about how to medicate herbs. No. We want us to have a proper thinking about disease and a proper way to deal with it. So when you take your pressure, you see the numbers. These numbers are the revelation of the health of the key organ of your heart, of your kidneys, of your blood, of your arteries, of your system. So you know, fix high blood pressure. Don't just take lemon and garlic to lower the pressure, or just don't take medication. Fix the organ, and the organ will fix the number. One more time. Fix the organ, and the organ will fix the numbers. So do not fix the number, fix the organ, and surely the organ will fix the number. May the Lord bless you and keep you, that we realize that our body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, and we have a holy duty to keep this temple clean and healthy, so that we can offer to God a healthy body and a sound mind, so that God can fill us out with his fullness. Ephesians 3 verse 19. That God's purpose and vision for our existence can be fulfilled. We need to be healthy. Healthy physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So please, if you are having a difficult marriage life, this herbal tea and smoothie will not fix it. Sit down with your spouse and seek for good health. There's a lot of help, a lot of God-fearing ministers that can guide you, and both of you can heal. If your married life is already good, fine, but both of you can still grow in how to help each one to live a better, happier life. It's just a simple good habit. Listen to each other and learn to treat each other in a simple way, and just bring a little bit of smile and joy every day. And when you make each other happy, guess what? Your body secretes hormones that make your whole system work very much well. If you're having a difficult job, if it's necessary for your health, pray and find a better one. Or change the schedule if you can find a way. Do all you have to do to be healthy, not just physically, but your whole being. We are limited with the way we think ourselves. We think we cannot do this, we cannot do that. And this can bring a lot of pressure in our lives. God says you can do all things by him that can strengthen you. So don't let nothing scare you in life. Stand up. Say, Lord, I am weak. Help me. He will never forsake you. So please choose to be well physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Do not take your emotion lightly, because it influences your pressure big time. Not take your thinking lightly. The way you handle life every day, all of that, your personality, everything involved. So don't be limited to the diet change and herb only. Look at your whole being. And if you do well, let go of the past. Forgive your spouse. Forgive yourself. Let things go. Ask God for power to forgive. All of these are part of your healing. Are you hearing me? Let the past go. You cannot fix the past like that. Then you can choose to be forgiven. You can choose to receive forgiveness from God. You can choose to let go. Your spouse, you can choose to believe that he does not know what he's doing, or she does not know what she is doing, and love the person as Stephen was able to love his enemies. That will give you a better pressure. You can go to bed and sleep because you choose now to think differently. You choose to be selfless in whatever you do. It will heal you. It will lower your blood pressure to normal. But if you are vindictive, if your spouse says something to you, because of that, you cannot sleep for a whole night, and your pressure is very high, what is doing that? It is your personality. It's your character doing that. And herbal tea cannot fix it. No smoothie can fix it. We really need to know we need divine power for our character to change. Otherwise, we cannot recover from blood pressure situation. You have to forgive people and forgive yourself. You got to become selfless, trusting God fully. And then also heal your marriage, heal your emotion. If you are single, how do you enjoy single life? Do you wake up, or do you treat yourself as a miserable person? No. No, you got to come out of that. So emotional healing is so important. So may we heal emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically. That's how we fully restore the whole being. All right. Thank you very much for your time. We're going to stop right here, and then we can take a few questions. Thanks again.
Thank you, Pastor, for those inspiring admonition and educational thoughts and advice to us. I'm just gonna ask Sister Jermaine now if you can pray for the presentation for us, please, Sister Jermaine.
Yes. So let us pray. To God be the glory. Great things you have done. Thank you so much for working through and with Pastor. And thank you, although we're across the pond, we can still be one. We can still learn from each other. And so I just thank you for his gratefulness, his patience, his ability to teach, his ability to share, and the love of people. I want to thank you for all the recommendations that he has made, and we got to be smart. I just pray, oh God, that the lessons he has given to us, that we got to take responsibility of ourselves. I want to thank you so much that when he said we got to fix body, mind, character, personality, it is so important. And so this night, maybe day over in the US, I pray and ask that you would be with Pastor. Bless him, bless his family, bless his ministry. And I pray, oh God, that as he goes from strength to strength, that when he presents, your Holy Spirit will be with him to guide, direct, and protect him. I just want to thank you for all of us on this line right now, 100+, for our families, our friends, that we would take at least one thing that we can share with somebody. So thank you, Lord, for medical missionaries. Thank you that in this time in which we live, that we will need those herbs so much. So I want to thank you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. An attitude of gratitude. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.